I just saw this week. See, people get this idea. They get this idea that because long-term care is so expensive, then the people who are engaged in the long-term care must be making bank. Okay. Well, another long-term care facility chain declared bankruptcy, Chapter 11, to reorganize. You really need to understand what the hell's going on here because it's not obvious. Okay. And it matters. I think it matters to you. Maybe you think it doesn't matter. Maybe you think, oh, my kids will take care of me. Right. Go to say, I talk to people all the time. Oh, I'll never need long-term care. Sure. Right. And don't buckle your seatbelt either. You can play, what is it, Pac-Man? You can play Pac-Man on your cell phone while you're driving. That's no big deal. You'll never get in an accident. Who needs seatbelts? Pshaw. Okay, fine, if that's the attitude. But here's the basic economics of the whole long-term care thing, in case you find it interesting. There are a lot more older folks than there are younger folks to take care of them. Okay, that's a flip-flop. When your parents, right, needed long-term care, they had 5 kids, 4 kids, 3 kids, 7 kids, 12 kids, right? There were a lot of kids. There were a lot of people out there to provide the care, all right? We, the people, were a lot younger overall. Just saw some statistics. You know how many new nursing homes Americans going to need? How many? 3,000. In Michigan, we're going to need 68, they say. According to Census Bureau data and analysis, whatever that analysis is, they say that we're going to need 70 new nursing homes in Michigan alone. And right now, according to the statistics, right? What do they say? That numbers don't lie, but liars figure. Or figures don't lie, but liars figure. Anyway, the point is sometimes you got to look at the numbers. You just, it's easy to dismiss this stuff, but you can see it happening. Look around. It is happening. And you can either, go over the Niagara Falls or you can figure out how to avoid it. It's very much a choice kind of thing. But here's the key. Most nursing homes, over 60% of nursing homes, right, are understaffed. They can't find the people to work, right? They turn people away. Now we need 70 new ones, 70, or 68, I think is what the report said. So forgive me for rounding up to 70. Ooh, that's terrible. Anyway, 68 new nursing homes. Where are the people going to come from, right? Who are the people who are going to do this, right? The people coming across the border? Really? Give me a break. Maybe you think so. I don't know. I don't know what land you're living in if you think that's the case. But anyway, so we don't have the people to do this. We can't pay them enough money. $12,000 to $15,000 a month right now for skilled care. That's only going up, right? It's only going up because there's nobody to take care of you. That's the problem, right? Your kids aren't going to do it. You didn't have enough kids. Sorry. I mean, maybe you don't like to hear it, but that's the reality of it. You got to figure out, I would suggest that you, just a suggestion, for the last 30 years, maybe you should think about this stuff, right? Maybe this is what you should be concerned about instead of, who gets your money when you're dead. Because guess what? You aren't going to have any money when you're dead. And the reason you're not going to have any money when you're dead, right, is because you're going to give it to the nursing home first. And you say, oh, I'll never go to a nursing home. I love this. I get this in every workshop. There's always somebody. I'll never. Well, what are you going to do? Huh? It's more expensive to hire the care at home. Now, there are at-home care programs that you've already paid for. You've already paid for it through your tax dollars. And they're a lot cheaper overall, right, than going to a skilled nursing facility. Much, much less expensive because they're more efficient, okay? But you can't do it yourself. You can't replicate that efficiency. You can't do it. People think they're going to do it all the time. Well, okay, fine. So here's what I'm saying. If you're not thinking about your long-term care, you're not thinking about it now, you're not thinking, oh, that's harsh. Yeah, I'm harsh. Oh, terrible. Sorry. What do you want from me? Right? What, you want me to sugarcoat it? You want me to tell you, oh yeah, everything will be fine. Right. And Social Security is paid for. Right. And the fact that they added all these new beneficiaries onto Social Security is meaningless. All right, you want me to tell you that too? All right, or how, here's another good one. How about, oh, Medicare's got plenty of money. Why don't we say that too? Well, where do you think, and, oh, let's forgive the student loans. Billions and billions of dollars of student loans. Where do you think that money comes from? Oh, it's not real money. Really? Really? You think it's not real money? Well, good night, Irene. I mean, that's how we got to a $34 trillion or whatever the hell it is deficit, right? Not deficit and current spending. I mean, debt, national debt. So don't write me emails about, oh, you don't know the difference between deficit and debt. Yes, I do. Okay, so it's what, $35 trillion debt. And every year we get deeper in debt because of the deficit. Okay. How does that happen? How does that happen? And what can you do about it? Well, look, what you can do is what you've been doing, which is cutting back and making do and all the rest of this stuff. That's what you can do. That's what you've been doing. Good for you. Good. All right. That's not going to pay 15,000 bucks a month or 16 or 17 or whatever it's going to be tomorrow. Right. And the reason, this is exactly why the nursing homes are going broke. You think, well, they're making all this money. Well, then how can they be going broke? The answer is because they're not making all this money. That's not what's going on. Everything's more expensive for everybody. And when you understand that the way that America pays for long-term care, once you're broke, the way America pays for it is through Medicaid. Now, how does that all work? How does that all work together? Right? That's what you got to be asking yourself. How do I make sure that what I want, that for my loved ones, how do I make sure that all that is going to work for us? That's really the question that you got. And the answer is by planning ahead, right? You already paid for your long-term care. You already paid for that. It's called Medicaid. Your tax dollars at work. The reason it's okay for you to get Social Security is because 30, 40 years, right, of paying in means you should get something back out. I mean, this is very fundamental, it seems like to me. And the same way with Medicare. You pay for it, you pay in, you get out. You pay, you get. Isn't that how it always works? Well, it's supposed to work that way. Usually with Medicaid, usually with the long-term care, it doesn't work that way. People who save pay more, lots more. In fact, pretty much everything that you save is now going down the tubes. But it doesn't have to be that way. Yeah, it's not stupid to save. It's a good idea to plan ahead. Deferring gratification, good idea. Huh? Just don't be a sucker about it. That's what